This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6, and it reads through the Holy Scriptures. It says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." Matthew 24 and 7, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in divers places." Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wakarkadash. Double honors to the elders for preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely as well too. And I say Shabbat Shalom. And this is a sit-down lesson that I want to bring out from msn.com, and it reads from the Associated Press by John Gambriel. If I pronounce the name right, from the Associated Press 1 hour ago, and it reads, U.S. and Allies Navy commandos in the Middle East transit Strait in Hormuz and show of force against Iran. And I believe not too long ago I will say Salakia, and I will say about a couple of days ago, almost close to a week, when you had Iran siege the oil supplies, I believe, for the second or third time. And, the United States has deployed their Navy commanders. Now you have their allies being deployed down there as well, too, in show of force against Iran. So that's going to escalate tensions a little bit more. So, I just want to add a note to that. And I'll continue on with the reading. It says, aboard the USS Paul Hamilton in the Strait of Hormuz, the Associated Press reported, the Middle East-based commanders of the U.S., British, and French navies transit the Strait of Hormuz on Friday aboard an American warship, a sign of their unified approach, to keep the crucial waterways open after Iran seized two oil tankers. Oh, that's why I meant to say two oil tankers. It says, continuing on with the reading, it says, tensions in the Persian Gulf has been vital since Iran's nuclear deal with the world powers collapse following the U.S. Unilateral withdrawal 5 years ago. The incredible rare joint trip by the three naval chief aboard the USS Paul Hamilton, a Argyll-class destroyer, saw three fast boats of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps approach the vessels at one point. And it says the guardmen stood by the uncovered machine guns on their decks, while sailors aboard the Paul Hamilton similarly stood by loaded machine guns, and other shot photos and a video of the vessels. And it says Associated Press journalists also accompany an allied naval commanders, while the guard kept its distance from both the Paul Hamilton and the passing British frigate. It says Hamilton Lancaster, their presence showed just how tense passage for vessels can be in the Strait of Hormuz, the narrow mouth of the Persian Gulf, through with a fifth global oil supply passes. It says Iran has sieged or attacked 15 ships in the last 2 years. The 8 seized in 7 attacks. Vice Admiral Brad Cooper, who oversees the U.S. Navy Middle East-based Fifth Fleet, told the Associated Press. So the shifting industry is mindful of what the security posture looks like in the region. And we have the ability to positive impact and influence of what we are going to do now. Cooper said Iran's guard ship Friday came within 1,000 yards, which is 915 meters, of the Paul Hamilton, which is based out of San Diego. And it says the U.S. has viewed the Middle East waterways, particularly the Strait of Hormuz, as a key since the President Jimmy Carter's 1980 speech. It says vowing to use the military force to protect Americans' interests in the wider Persian Gulf, while the focus then on the Soviet Union invasion of Afghanistan. The Carter's doctrine vows to allow the free movement of the Middle East oil now pits the U.S. against Iran, which has seized a series of oil tankers since the collapse of the nuclear deal with world powers. So yeah, that's a rumor of war and escalations right there, with the recent oil tank seized by Iran within the last week or two had happened. So you have the United States Navy and British allies, British from the United States. They both showed their force of their Navy commanders sailing down in that region. So that, that shows more escalating tensions right there. So that's what you call a escalation and rise in tension. That's why I brought out the book of Mark, Matthew's 24:7 of the nations rising against nation. This is a prime example. So you might potentially have escalation stir up in that region down there. So with that, hopefully this sit-down lesson was edifying of this recent news article. I would like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wakakadash. And double honors to the elders for preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And until next time, I will say shalom.